Nothing has to be perfect, you know.
Well, let's start showing you how to do this one. Other way. Start off with rolling out some pink clay. And you're going to need 2 different sizes of cutters, the same shape. Well, it doesn't have to be the same shape, I'm sorry. But it does help. The bigger one of the 2, and your clay is, I put on number 4 on my Atlas pasta machine, but it doesn't have to be. Cut it out of there, and then for your chocolate ball, you want the next smaller size, because as you can see, this is the size of the one that I just cut this, and this is the smaller one. It doesn't have to be the same shape, but this is, if you use a cutter to cut out any kind of shape, then you'll end up, and you turn these into...
Do you like this tint shorts?
Oh, it is a nice tint church. Then each one of these will make the exact same size of truffle. And we're making truffles.
Here. I'm done.
And that's all I'm doing. I'm trying to get them the same size.
I'm done painting.
You're finished painting? Okay, good job. Will you go rinse your paintbrush, please?
Why?
So it doesn't get all dried out and sticky. Anyway, roll these into balls so the shape doesn't matter at all. And then I'm going to use a Wilton cake decorating tip. Mine just happens to be 24, but it could be any of it. It just needs to kind of be closed over the top. You take your little your little star one, move that one, and you pull it up. And you put it over the tip of this. And try and make sure that your tips don't squish each other, because you want it to look like a little flower. And then it's on there. You take your blow dryer and you dry it hard, and I'll do that and be right back. So here it is all dried, and it's kind of going to stick a little bit, so gently break it loose. And now you have a tiny little tulip cup, and like these truffles are inside the little cups. This is how I make the little cup. Did you need that, sweetie? Okay, so this one is hard, and it's just set it aside for a minute. And I made some in white and some in pink, so it looks multicolored. And I just put it in the tiny little box. You want to get your texture like this on your little tiny balls. And what I have is, I used an old piece of clay, and I put balled up tin foil on it. So this is actually, you can use just tin foil, or you can make this. This is just tin foil shape. You take your little ball, roll it around on there.
Yes, that's the book for me. Oh me, oh me, oh me.
Okay then. And now you have some textured little teeny tiny ones. I would make several of these and then use your blow dryer to dry them hard. And then you would just stick it, after it's blow dried hard, you just stick it in there, and now you have your little cup. But these little cups, because they're rounded on the bottom, won't stand up straight. So what you can do is you take, move these real quick. You take some clay, and I used just white. Can I use that, please? And
I don't need it anymore.
What I did was I know this is the top of my box, but I'm just showing you. I did this in the bottom of my box. I made a little clay base. It goes in there, and you can bake the box. Pretend this is the bottom, okay? You'd put this in the bottom, this little piece of clay, and then when you go to put your little tulip holder in there,
oh no,
you just stick it back on there after it's loosened.
My clay went to pieces.
Oh, well, keep squishing it together. It'll go back together. Anyway, stick your clay down, or stick your little cup in the clay, and that'll keep it standing up. Then you drop your little tiny truffle in there, and you could do all of these at this point. And then after they're dry, I used triple thick to dab on the top of each one of these really, really tiny things. And then I used those micro marbles. Where is it? To dip on. I just touched it, touched it on each one. Then when it was like it, I wanted it.
It's still going to pieces.
Well, that's because it's a very dry clay, sweetie. You have to really mix it a lot. It might help to mix translucent with it so it has more stuff and it won't be so breakable, okay?
But will it all still be
glow in the dark? Yes, it will still glow in the dark.
Will that glow in the dark?
The translucent?
Will it?
Yeah, it will.
It will?
Yeah, if you...
Can I have it? Can I have a little
here?
Piece
let me mix it together for you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a little translucent.
No, I want a piece.
Sorry about that. Where were we? So you just use your micro marbles on there, and then, of course, this is really your top, so take that out. I just made this little box out of paper. You can see it's a really poorly made little box. I'm not very good at that, but it'll work for demonstration purposes. You just bend it and tape it. That's all I did. And then I took a little piece of foam and cut it out into the shape of a heart, put some glitter on the foam, and there you have your little Valentine candies.